The state of a potential meeting between Ukrainian President Zelenskyy and Russian President Putin is complex and in flux. Following a series of talks, including a recent summit between US President Trump and Putin, and then a meeting between Trump, Zelenskyy, and European leaders, there is a renewed push for direct talks between the warring parties. While Zelenskyy has expressed readiness to meet with Putin, and President Trump has reportedly been working to arrange a meeting, the path forward is full of obstacles. Past attempts at a meeting have stalled, as the two sides remain far apart on key issues, especially the issue of a ceasefire and territorial concessions. Russia has not officially confirmed a direct meeting between the two leaders, and past statements from the Kremlin have questioned the legitimacy of such a meeting, indicating Putin would prefer a deal on his own terms. The international community is divided. European allies in Ukraine are pushing for a trilateral meeting that includes the US and for a peace deal that respects Ukraine's sovereignty, while concerns remain that a bilateral meeting could see Ukraine pressured into concessions. Ukrainian President Zelenskyy is seeking a meeting with Russian President Putin to find a political and diplomatic solution to the conflict. The recent White House visit and his improved relationship with the US administration have given him the diplomatic leverage and momentum to pursue this next step. Zelenskyy believes a direct meeting is necessary to address the most sensitive and complex issues, such as territorial disputes and the return of Ukrainian prisoners of war and abducted children. A face-to-face conversation is seen as the most direct way to bypass intermediaries and get a clear sense of whether Russia is genuinely willing to negotiate a peaceful end to the war. By pushing for this meeting, Zelenskyy is signaling a proactive approach to ending the conflict, hoping to secure a lasting peace rather than a temporary ceasefire. A meeting between Zelenskyy and Putin could have a range of consequences. A positive outcome could see a diplomatic breakthrough, leading to a de-escalation of the conflict, a potential ceasefire, and the beginning of a framework for a lasting peace agreement. This would be a significant step toward ending the humanitarian crisis and rebuilding Ukraine. It could also open the door for broader international talks and the potential lifting of sanctions on Russia. However, a meeting also carries significant risks. If it fails to produce a concrete solution, it could be seen as a sign that a diplomatic resolution is not possible, potentially leading to further escalation of the conflict. There is also the risk that Ukraine could be pressured into making concessions on territorial integrity that would be unacceptable to its people and allies. A meeting could be viewed as granting legitimacy to Russia's actions and weakening the unified international front that has supported Ukraine. The ultimate consequence depends entirely on the outcome of the talks and whether both sides are willing to compromise. There are several proposed solutions to the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia, with a potential meeting between Zelenskyy and Putin at the forefront. One of the most common proposals is the establishment of a neutral status for Ukraine in exchange for robust security guarantees from Western nations. This would mean Ukraine would not join NATO, but would still be protected from future Russian aggression. Another key solution is a phased de-escalation. This would involve an immediate ceasefire, followed by the withdrawal of Russian troops from Ukrainian territory. The most contentious issue, the final status of territories currently occupied by Russia, would be addressed through subsequent long-term negotiations. Finally, a comprehensive peace deal would likely include an agreement on reparations for the war's damage and the establishment of an international tribunal to prosecute war crimes. All these solutions depend on the willingness of both leaders to engage in genuine dialogue and make compromises to achieve a lasting peace.